this is possibly the best full suspension Fat Tyre e-bike available off the production line for under £2,000, and it's got a 3-year warranty. What is good, people? Welcome to the MOTO Machines channel. Hope you're all having a fantastic day. I know I sure am. It's testing a new bike day, so I can't complain. We're going to pull up somewhere better and I shall give you some more details if you don't already know what this bike is. But this is literally my first ride. I took it to my mate's, and then he's got a nice long private driveway, so we de-restricted it, connected up the twist throttle and give it a top speed test, and I was quite pleased, to be honest. So that's the disclaimer out the way. That was all done on private territory. First test then, whilst we're on my mate's private driveway, is a top speed run with the throttle. Oh, got some headwind, pedaling a bit. And now we've disconnected the throttle, half twist throttle, and put the limiter back on, and it is a lovely day for a test ride, apart from this bit of wind I can feel. Look at the views, got some nice views out there. Now I'm just going to look for somewhere nice to pull over and give you just some small basic details about this bike. All that you need to know, really. What a lovely little road. And just a refreshing time of the day. I'm just going to pull over on the grass by that bench over there. Got some nice views then, a backdrop, whatever you want to call it. And here it is, the Lankeleisi. So it's a 26 by 4 inch Fat Tyre Electric bike. We've got a 48 volt 20 amp hour battery. We've got the rear hub, which is a Bafang 750 watt constant and 1130 watt peak. And obviously on top of that you've got the dual suspension, you've got the triple clamp forks. They're only spring loaded, coil, whatever you want to call it, nothing special. And I think this is an air shock. You got Zoom hydraulic brakes, front and rear, with 180mm rotors. The forks, sorry, have 180mm of travel. Nice, slightly larger than normal front light, which is a 4.5-inch LED. Nice display unit, nothing too mad to talk about on there. It's just basic. Then here's your control unit, which has got the horn on, light, on off, up and down on your pedal assist, the information and settings button, and then this one here is cruise control. I'm not really impressed with this mudguard. I think I'll take it off as soon as the weather gets a bit better. Front one I can manage. What else do you want to know? I think it's a tidy looking bike. It looks quite manly, if you know what I mean. Oh yeah, you've got 7-speed Shimano cassette, Shimano Altus derailleur, and Shimano shifter. Single speed chainring up front. Zoom stem, zoom bars. That's pretty much it really. They're all very similar. This is a bit of a weird looking design. I assume all the electrics and stuff are in there. Haven't looked yet. You've got the half twist throttle. Like I said, we've disconnected that for UK law regulations. And it's all restricted to just 250 watt, I think. 15.5 miles per hour. Zoom seat post, slightly larger than usual saddle, which makes the ride even more smooth. And yeah, that's about it really. Let's hop on and go for a bit more of a ride. Nothing too serious, like I said, it's a test ride. Just getting used to the bike and giving it a once over. Right then, let's go. First I want to mention, actually first I forgot, I want to mention first, is there's only one sized frame and that fits all. But before that, what I first wanted to mention was, if you've never tried a Fat Tyre bike, I think you should try one. I was sort of a bit against them just because bigger tyres, chunkier, more weight, less range and slower speeds. They just use more energy. But I tried that one on demo and it really surprised me. It opened up my eyes, especially on these roads around Oxfordshire and the Cotswolds. There's potholes everywhere and damaged roads. It can be quite painful when you hit one of them on your bike in the dark, or when you just didn't see it. It goes. But on these fat tyres, you hardly notice. Less so when it's full suspension and you've got a decent seat. So I quite like them now. They're great fun. I just can't wait to spend more time on this. So we roughly know what the top speed is when it's not restricted. What I'm noticing straight away is in top gear, when you're pedaling, there's still a good bit of resistance, so you can put a lot of extra speed down rather than pedaling air. That's tight. I love that corner on a peddler. This one tightens up. I don't like that loose stuff on the corner. But the bike feels stable. Feels like it wants more. And now it's just building up speed, rolling, and I'm pedaling a little bit, pushing it along. Let's see. Get my head right down. If I didn't have this headwind, it would be rolling a lot faster. I'm doing about, well, it said 36. It's slowing down now. You know, what we want and what we need and what's realistic and what's manageable are all different things. It's dragging me up this hill good enough. Bit of pedal power, bit of exercise. Don't mind that. Something else I have noticed from just going slow around my house and garden is that when the motor kicks in, it is really nice and gentle. There's no slight jerk. You could pull away from a standing start one-handed without worrying about maybe losing your grip or someone inexperienced losing control. It's easy enough. You shouldn't be going one-handed on a bike like this anyway, but people do. So this bike is sort of the bike is sort of a lot, it looks like it's sort of built for off-road. Personally, that's not what I'd use it for. It's just perfect for these crappy Cotswolds roads. It's plenty quick enough for anyone who wants to ride sensibly. And having that larger battery, having the larger amp hour battery gives you quite a bit more range. So far, I can't really think of anything that I hate or really dislike. I don't like the grips, but I can put up with them because that's what happens when you got. Even though I've deleted the twist throttle, I could, I suppose, put on some normal grips. Good idea, Johnny. That would be one gripe. And the other one I nearly forgot about is the charger within the box was a European plug. So basically it was no good to me. Luckily, on one of the kids' electric toys, I had a spare plug lead that fitted. So just imagine if you didn't have that and you couldn't use your bike all weekend, or couldn't get a delivery for a few days or weeks. That would be an issue. That would be annoying. But luckily it was me. I had a spare part. Let's try. It's just so comfortable. Can't wait to get some more miles on it. Right, let's try. Pedaling in first, I seem to be doing about 13.5. Second, 15.5. 16.5. Well, in second, 16.5. Maybe even 17. In third, I was running out of road, had to quickly turn around. In third, it's taken me to about 21. Did you hear that? Christ, typical angry proper cyclist. I better keep my distance from him. I'll end up knocking the fool out. I assume he was shouting at the car. Anyway, we're in fourth now. Doing about 24. A cyclist has just pulled over. Many things. That's quite a nice speed difference in the gears. You'll be able to find something that suits your needs. And obviously I don't need to do fifth because, well, that would just be up to 25, wouldn't it? My first impressions and thoughts then. I think I've mentioned everything. You know, I was nitpicking at the grips and charger lead. Some people wouldn't be happy about that, and I do look around at a lot of these bikes and I'm just thinking, I reckon this is possibly the best full suspension Fat Tyre e-bike available off the production line for under £2,000, and it's got a 3-year warranty. Death and me. So I'm all for it, really. I don't know. Let me know what you think and your opinions in the comments below. And I'm going to start heading home because, well, I did what I needed to do. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Thanks for watching, especially as you got this far. Really appreciate that support. MOTO Machines out.